Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's Saturday night. It's 8 o'clock. My name is Eric Mitchell. I'm your host, and I'm flying solo tonight. Yep, we are flying solo, which is fine. Still going to have a fun show for you all this evening. We've got a few topics to talk about in the realm of Star Wars, as well as a few other things. So, stay tuned for that. Just a couple of quick announcements. Hold on one second here. We are less than a month away from Ocean City Comic Con, and that weekend there will be no live show as we will be at the convention, hanging out in my hometown. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, how's it going? It's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully, um, yeah, I'm hoping that it's a good convention this year, as it was last year. This is the second year that they've done the 2-day convention, and really looking forward to that. Guest list this year is absolutely huge. Hey, John, how's it going? Yeah, guest list this year is absolutely huge. We have two Power Rangers, one from Wild Force and one from Time Force, Yellow Time Force Ranger. And then I don't know who this Wild Force Ranger is. I think he's silver. We have Joe Chen, who's an amazing cover artist. Peter J. Tomasi, who's one of my favorite comic book writers of all time, is going to be there. And many, many more comic book writers and artists, as well as the A Team van is going to be there. Dolores the DeLorean, the Robocop car, all sorts of fun stuff. So if you are in the DMV, please join us for Ocean City Comic Con. It's going to be a lot of fun. Speaking of conventions, we are 68 days away from Farpoint 2026. So get your tickets now. Once again, guests include Ross Marquand, who is Professor Xavier in X-Men 97. He's also the Immortal in Invincible, and he was Red Skull in Infinity War and in Endgame. You have David Gerald worked on Star Trek. Jeff Klein, who has done a lot of animated stuff within the realm of Transformers and GI Joe. He also helps. No, he's also the only person to have the publishing rights to Bruce Lee for comics. So he publishes Bruce Lee comics. We have Justina Ireland, who is a friend of the show, one of the architects of Star Wars: The High Republic, and Jess Bush from Star Trek: Strange New Worlds will be there, as next year is the 60th anniversary of Star Trek. I cannot believe that. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So join us at the end of January, January 30th through February 1st for Farpoint 2026. Please visit the website here. I will post the website in the chat. That way you all can check that out and get your tickets. As well as they do have the hotel information too, because it is at one massive, it's at a hotel and it's like one massive party. Also, if you have not joined our Discord, please do so. We would love to have you we would love to have you on our Discord server. We hang out, we have a good time, geek out about all sorts of stuff. I'll talk good one day, I promise. And that will be, so please join us there. All right. Let's get into some of the news here. We've got a little bit of Star Wars news to cover, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the 10th anniversary of The Force Awakens. But for now, let's dive into some Star Wars news. My friends, next year is going to be the final year to get Star Wars Insider magazine. It looks like Star Wars Insider is coming to an end, and it's really sad because um, I love this publication. It's been a long time since I've picked up an issue of Star Wars Insider, but I used to pick them up a lot as a kid, and it was just I don't know. It was really cool, and it's just sad to see it go because this was a great source of information for a lot of people, and it was a great way to celebrate Star Wars in general. It's going to be ending with issue 237. Yes, it's going to be ending with issue 237. The next issue is issue 235, which will be in December, so next month, and that's going to celebrate the 10th anniversary of The Force Awakens. Also, next year, there is going to be a 10th anniversary special edition magazine that will be celebrating the 10th anniversary of Rogue One. So stay tuned for that. Let's see here. They are also going to be releasing volume 3 of the Star Wars High Republic short stories that came in Star Wars Insider. That will be the Phase 3 short stories. And like I said, it's just it's just sad. Like I don't know. Like I feel like it's the end of an era. And I know a lot of people say, well, print media is dead, but with that, I also have to counter, have you been to a comic book store lately? Because print media is not dead. Have you been to a bookstore lately? Because it is not dead. People are buying print media more and more today. A lot of people, it's interesting because I'm going to go off on a tangent here, so please bear with me. But a lot of people nowadays are buying physical media again because not necessarily out of nostalgia, but also because of the fact that there are so many things out there right now that are just limited to streaming or digital only, that when a physical media release does happen for said things, or in general, people are buying more physical media. Um, Me personally, I that's why I got a disc version of the PS5 because I want to still collect physical media. I still love buying physical books. I get ebooks occasionally here and there. Um, but for the most part, I love buying physical books. I also love going to my local comic shop and picking up trade paperbacks and hardcovers and all of that stuff too. So there's a lot of demand there for physical media, and I wish that the people over at Titan, especially with Star Wars Insider, saw that. And it might have been a thing where, well, our sales have declined over the last few years, and I get it. However, however, I don't necessarily support this decision, but it is what it is. So let's just celebrate Star Wars Insider. Let's thank all of the amazing people that have contributed to that magazine over the last um, 30 years or so, with just celebrating Star Wars. So yeah, it's the end of an era with Star Wars Insider. Sad to see it go. Really sad to see it go. All right. Let's move on here. We have a little bit of a holiday gift guide. This is from StarWars.com. So let me share this here real quick. Yep. So this is from StarWars.com. I will do actually the full screen for you all. Actually, let's see here. There we go. There we go. All right. So we have the StarWars.com gift guide here. As you can see here, you have the Doug Chiang Star Wars Legacy and Cinematic Legacy. This is a 2-volume set of the artwork of Doug Chiang. And throughout his Star Wars career and his career just in film. And this is wonderful. This is being published by Abrams Books, or was published by Abrams Books. It's a 2 volume set. This is, I mean, this cover alone right here is absolutely beautiful with the Naboo starfighters from the Phantom Menace. You gotta love it. So yeah, that's one thing. If you are a fan of Star Wars concept art, this is where you want to go. For the fans of Ahsoka, especially one certain character named Balin Skull, his legacy lightsaber hilt is now up on shopdisney.com, or the disneystore.com, disneystore.com. Yeah, I've noticed that physical media is making something of a comeback. But thanks to some streaming services blatantly eliminating shows without a backup, for example, physical media ensures. Yeah, yeah, it really does. It really does. So this lightsaber here, if you click on the link, it will take you to the Disney store. It comes with, it's the full hilt. It comes with the blade that you can attach to the top of the hilt here, and it does come with the stand. And this is Balin Skull's lightsaber from Ahsoka. The blade does light orange, so it is his full lightsaber hilt, and it looks really cool. Like, just I love the top of the hilt here. It's really cool. You can also get this in Galaxy's Edge as well. If you have gone to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you can pick this up at Doc Ondar's at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Or if you are unable to go to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, go to DisneyStore.com and pick this one up. Once again, it is retailing for $249.99, but it comes with everything that you see here, and including the attachable blade to go into the top of the hilt. Next up, card fans, we have Star Wars Unlimited. This is the intro battle for Hoth. Star Wars Unlimited is a fantastic card game where you can build decks centered around not well characters, but various aspects. You are building decks centered around certain aspects like leadership and other things. But this is a way to learn how to play the game, and it comes with 2 starter decks. And you can see here you have the playmat as well, which will actually give you some of like the turn instructions and everything. You have your damage counters, you have your initiative token, and of course you have 2 decks. But this is wonderful, especially for those of you trying to get into Star Wars Unlimited. This is for you, considering we are a lot of we're a lot of sets now into Star Wars Unlimited. But yeah, this will combine a bunch of cards from the first few sets. um, if you're a Funko Pop fan, well, I'm sorry, considering that Funko is going through some issues right now. Um, but this is a Funko, what's it say here? It's a classic Funko 4-pack bundle. So you get Vader, Luke, Chewie, and a Stormtrooper in a gift box. And that's really cool. If you're a Funko collector, if you're a Star Wars collector looking to get into Funko Pops, which most of us are already into Funko Pops, but you also need to pick and choose the Funkos. And I know that my wife was trying to go for the Loth Cat Funko that we got at Walmart the other day. Um, Give me 1 second. I'll go get it and I will be right back. I know you're trying to use the Force. Okay, okay. Screen back. All right, I am back. um, and I wanted to showcase this Funko that we got. Just got the Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar. That's really cool. I hope that you enjoy that. So this is a Funko that we got at Walmart. When was this? Like last week? 2 weeks ago? This is the Funko exclusive 2025 Fall Convention limited edition. This is a Loth Cat. Oh, as I throw it at my camera. It's the Loth Kitty. There you go. It's a pink, sparkly Loth Kitty. Gotta love it. It's Merly. It's hoping for more KOTOR 2 Funkos. Still waiting patiently. Yeah. KOTOR Funkos, Knights of the Old Republic Funkos are a little bit hard to find right now. Hopefully, the market gets a little bit easier for that, but we don't know considering everything's up in the air with Funko right now, with them pretty much being out of money. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, and keep in mind that when it comes to Funko, they do own Loungefly, which is another thing that you have to look at as well. The Loth Cat is alive. Yes. Yes. Let's see here. Yes, I will. Um, yes, there are also, if you are close to a Disney park, or Disney property, down at Disney Springs and downtown Disney, they do have Ewok blind box keychains. So it's blind boxes that have a Ewok keychain. Uh, they were at Star Wars Celebration this year in Tokyo. Um, so going on here, we do have an ornament here from Hallmark, which is the Dejarik table from A New Hope, where you can see Chewie playing Dejarik with 3PO and R2. And remember, they talk about how droids don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose. That's only Wookiees. So, and I believe this one does make noise. It's unwise to upset a Wookiee, but worry not. This ornament is guaranteed delight, bringing to life the unforgettable scene from A New Hope. This Let the Wookiee Win keepsake ornament lets you experience a game of Jark like never before, featuring a video projection, original audio, and an engaging light performance. This ornament would likely receive a roar of excitement from Chewbacca himself. My only issue with these Hallmark ornaments is they are way too loud and obnoxious at times. But I get it. People love their Hallmark ornaments. I enjoy a good Hallmark ornament too. The one thing from Hallmark I don't enjoy are Hallmark movies. Just saying. And if I stepped on any toes, I apologize. All right, you can get Star Wars holiday pajama sets here. Yeah, you can get AT-AT Hoth pajamas, as well as some character pajamas. So if you are a fan of matching pajama sets or just nerdy pajamas in general, we've got you covered here in the gift buying guide. Yes, Star Wars holiday PJ set in Star Wars AT-AT Walker by Hannah Anderson. I've never heard of that company before, but hey, whatever. Um, I'm just going to click this link real quick and I'm going to see how much they are. So the women's holiday flannel pajama set is 72.50. That's the flannel one. The stretch pajama set is 29.50 on sale right now. They also have the AT-AT holiday flannel pajama top for 36. No. No, we're good. We're good. But if you want expensive pajamas, there you go. Next up from Hasbro, we have the Black Series Astromech. This is the holiday edition, and it comes with a little Santa Grogu on top of it. Yes, my friends. What movies are you referring to? Can't name any Hallmark movies at the moment. Um, I uh, I just don't watch Hallmark Christmas movies, but well, I saw a couple of clips from one, and they're all the same. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, back to the Astromech droid. So you've got your little Grogu here and your little Christmas Astromech. So that's pretty cool. And that is published or produced by Hasbro. A duo that is both naughty and nice. This Black Series figure edition features a holiday-inspired astromech droid and a freshly dressed or festively dressed Grogu with a red, green, and gold deco. This droid is completed with a soft goods Santa hat, a candy cane, some droid tools, and more. All right, next up, you can get some Star Wars sheets and throw pillows and all sorts of stuff. Because who doesn't want Star Wars sheets? I know we have a big Millennium Falcon blanket on our bed. Um, yeah, and pork pillowcases, by the way. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Next up, you can get the Star Wars logo Lego set. I've seen a few people build this on live streams and everything. It's pretty cool. Um, I know, yeah, like I said, I know a few people that have done it. So if you are looking for something cool to display on your shelves that isn't necessarily a Star Wars figure set, but you wanted the logo, there you go. You can get that. Next up, if you're a train lover, we have a set of Star Wars trains coming out from Lionel Trains. You have an Empire one and a Rebel one. They're cool. I'm not a train guy really, except for riding on them. Um, you like trains? Trains are cool. Trains are cool. But yeah, if you're interested in that. Let's see here. If you're a Loungefly fan, we've got a holiday Loungefly bag here for you. It's a Stormtrooper holiday Loungefly bag that has the trooper here, the trooper helmet here. Yeah, it does look pretty cool. And we've got some Christmas lights here with a little bit of holly and mistletoe. That's a really nice bag. Let's check. Let's see how much this one is. Yeah, Star Wars trains. The Loungefly is $81 right now. It is 10% off. So if you're looking for a fun holiday Loungefly bag that's also Star Wars, definitely give that one a try. Next up, we have some Star Wars sunglasses from Ray-Ban. Um, yeah, just yeah. I mean, cool. I mean, I do love a nice pair of sunglasses, but I'm not going to pay hundreds of dollars for some Star Wars Ray-Bans. Somebody will, and that's cool if you do. We have a Darth Vader shirt here or jacket. That's a beautiful jacket. That looks like it's from the Empire Strikes Back poster in a little bit. Yeah. You can get that from the Shoe Palace. Star Wars Outlaws fans, Outlaws is now available on Nintendo Switch 2. You can also still get Outlaws on Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PlayStation 5. This was my favorite game of 2024. Normal sunglasses. Yeah, exactly. This was my favorite game of 2024. I absolutely love Star Wars Outlaws. Um, actually, No, my favorite game of 2024 I've recently just played, and that's Astrobot. I'm sorry, Star Wars Outlaws. Star Wars Outlaws was my second favorite game of 2024. But yes, Outlaws is now available on Nintendo Switch 2, and from what I've heard, it looks really great. So that's that for the holiday gift guide for Star Wars. Um, but we're not done with Star Wars gifts and merchandise yet. We've got one other thing here to show you, and I will share that here in just a second. We talked about this. Yes, this is the Adopt a Loth Cat, which you can now do at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, both at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Yes, you can get yourself your own Merly here. Just look at him with his little chicken feet and his face and everything. One of my favorite things to do at Galaxy's Edge is to go through the creature stall in the market at Black Spire Outpost and see the various creatures that you can adopt. Um, we adopted a Loth cat, not this one, but a different one on our first trip, and then we also got the puffer pig on one of our last trips too. So, and then they also had Porg keychains as well as Tauntaun keychains. So we got those. You can get a Porg and a Tauntaun. You can get Loth cats now. Let's see here. Yeah, yeah. They also have the Kawakian monkey lizards. They have Sarlacc piggy banks that you can get. Um, yeah, so this is what it comes in. So here's the Loth cat, and then you get the little crate here. And I love the little crate. I absolutely love the little crate that this comes in. Um, it's just they do such a fantastic job of like immersing you into these experiences, especially like with the adoption of the pet. Because like they warn you about like the pet's like dietary restrictions and all that fun stuff. Um, so yeah, if you are looking for if you're looking for a Loth cat, here you go. You can get one from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And let's see here. It says celebrated in partnership with Lucasfilm, this Loth Cat is the sixth and newest addition to the Star Wars Galactic Archive series, an exclusive line that brings collector-focused items from the Lucasfilm archives. Previous Galactic Archive series include the electronic Dejaric board game, the 3PO electronic head with lights and sounds, the mouse droid, remote control droid, and others. Um, yes, you can also get the Loth Cat at DisneyStore.com. Yes, the Loth cat is adorable, and the crate is a very, very cool detail. Um, let's see here. Um, I'm actually on the shop or the Disney store. There we go. Got it. So yes, you can get the Loth cat for 99.99. Here he is. You can get him for 99.99 at the Disney store. You get a little more detail, and then you get this photo. Wow! Then you get this photo of him in the crate. And who doesn't love the Loth cat? It already has one review. It's a 5-star review. Oh, and you can also get while you're at it, you can get your Nyx fix from Star Wars Outlaws. You can get a Nyx plush, which is $54.99 at the Disney store. Um, Also, you can get a Bluey's Playdate plush surprise mystery plush for $18 if that's something that that tickles your fancy there. I'm going to show you the Balin Skull lightsaber hilt real quick because I did talk about this earlier. Or no, that's the Stranger actually. So this is the Stranger Legacy lightsaber hilt. As you can see, you can split the hilt into two to make the smaller lightsaber. This is $325, but it does come with both blades. It comes with the split hilt, and then it also comes with the stand, which is pretty cool. Here's the Balin Skull one now. The Balin Skull one will, like I said earlier, it will light up orange, retailing for $249.99 because it does come with the blade. So you see the blade here, which just attaches in the top of the hilt, and then you can get a clip actually for your belt, so you can get a saber clip for your belt, and then it comes with the display stand. So that is that. Let me see. If there's anything else? Yeah, that Stranger lightsaber. Yeah, I I love that lightsaber so much. I just wish that that set wasn't 325, but I understand why it's 325. And keep in mind there is a Black Friday sale going on here. Yeah, so we do have lightsaber hilts on sale right now on the Disney Store. Um, Let me do that. Let me just show you some of these, and then we'll get back into the fun here. So you have the Clone Wars Saber set, which is $440. This comes with Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Anakin. Yes, orange lightsabers are unceremoniously underrated. That is very true. If you wanted the Shin and Balin set from Ahsoka, you can get that. That's $320. They have the Anakin Skywalker Legacy lightsaber hilt. You can get the Cal Kestis lightsaber hilt. That comes with the blade and the clip and the stand for $200. I held this Cal Kestis hilt at Disney on one of our last trips, and that thing is amazing. It is so freaking cool. Um, you can get the Ren Legacy lightsaber hilt here. It's a special edition, so you can act like the first Knight of Ren. There's the Skywalker one. There's the Darth Maul Legacy hilt. There's the Ezra Bridger hilt, this is from Rebels after he builds the second lightsaber. You have the Kylo Ren hilt, Sidious, the Jedi Master Soul hilt here. You can actually bleed the kyber crystals, so you can change the blade color from blue to red with the Soul hilt, like you saw in the Acolyte. Obi-Wan Kenobi hilt, the normal Ren hilt here, the Ahsoka hilt, Kiadi Mundi, and the Yoda hilt. They also have the Rey Skywalker hilt, which when you attach the blade, that is yellow. Plo Koon, Mace Windu, the Leia hilt, it was just absolutely beautiful. And that's it for the lightsaber hilts that are on sale at Disney Store. I keep wanting to call it Shop Disney because that's what it was for the longest time before they called it Disney Store again. Give me 1 second here. Excuse me. Hydrate or dihydrate, people. Hydrate or dihydrate. Speaking of Disney and Disney Plus and everything, my friends, it is time for us to say goodbye to our favorite Padawans. My friends, Young Jedi Adventures is going to be coming to an end starting December 8th. The final season will be airing on Disney Plus as well as Disney Junior December 8th, and it's the third and final season of Young Jedi Adventures. And I have had so much fun with this show. I am way behind on this show, but I'm slowly catching up. But I love Nubs. I think Nubs is my favorite of these characters because I just love him, and he's a little guy. You know, how can you not love the little guys? But it's been fun getting to know Nubs and Kai and Liz and Nash and RJ here. And this is really cool because this is set during the High Republic era. So we've had characters like Loden Greatstorm and Bell Zettifar show up. And yes, they have grown up so fast. I I'm sad. Like part of my heart's breaking a little bit because of this, because it's just been really really fun to just to just to see um just to see the show and to see this era, the High Republic era, on the TV screens outside of the Acolyte. It's been fantastic. And I if some of you know, um that I have a nephew who's 5, and this was his first introduction to Star Wars, and he absolutely loves this show, and he loves Nubs. We got his mom got him a Nubs hoodie um, while we were on vacation back in September. We went to the Disney Character Outlet, which is like a big like discount outlet, and she got the hoodie for him. And then when we went to a Renaissance fair last month, he's wearing the Nubs hoodie, and I just it was great. It was. Oh, so there is a new trailer. I'm not going to show the trailer here, because if I do, I will have to take the sound off and everything, because the last time we tried to show something longer than like a minute with sound, the stream stopped for a bit until we stopped watching the thing. So yeah, I'm not going to do that, but just just hang out. I mean, hang out. If you've never watched this show before, please do yourself a favor and watch this one. It is a lot of fun and very sweet and very wholesome, and it just shows you what a Jedi can be. Uh, there are also a few episodes that have taken place on Batuu, so that's been really really cool to see as well. All right, and I'm sorry for the technical difficulties tonight, but it's all good. Um there are a 3 new droids, they say, named Beepers, Dozer, and Gigi. So we'll have to see who they are. But I did see a screenshot from the trailer um, that shows all 3 of our Jedi heroes grown up, and Nubs is like big and buff, and it's great. So let's see here. What else is going on in the world of Star Wars? So I am still so I watched Visions, and I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought it was fun. There were a few episodes that just didn't sit well with me. I did not like the last episode, which was called Black. I was not a fan of that one. Um, it was very. I get it because it's either dealing with PTSD or it's dealing with death, but I really wasn't a fan of that one. And there were a couple of others that I wasn't that just didn't sit well with me, and I can't remember which ones they were off the top of my head. Black was very weird. Black was a weird episode. I will say that the Ninth Jedi follow-up was really, really good. Um, yeah, I'm excited for the Ninth Jedi show next year as well. I think that that one's gonna be a lot of fun. I thought that the Duel follow-up was pretty solid, and I thought that the Village Bride follow-up was pretty solid too. I also liked, the Bounty Hunters. I thought the Bounty Hunters was pretty good. Um, Smugglers or the Smuggler, that was hit or miss for me. Um, and then there was another one that that there was another one that took place. Oh no, that was the Ninth Jedi. No, that was the follow up to the Village Bride. Yeah. But those were fun. You want to see me do a video talking about your favorite Visions shorts? Sorry for getting a bit. No, I mean we're talking Visions. Well, I can give you a few of my favorite shorts real quick. I really so I love all the stuff with the Ninth Jedi. I love the stuff with the Village Bride. I love both of those. Really enjoy both dual ones. Um, Going back to volume one, I love the Elder. I thought the Elder was so good. And I also really love Bohemian Rhapsody, Tatooine Rhapsody. I think that that one's a lot of fun. Um, I out of volume two, my favorite out of volume two. So there were two. There was the one where it's the girl that's on the planet that has like a bunch of the cliffs and stuff. I'm blanking on the name, but I really love that one. And then my second favorite one was the one from the studio that did cool. Black is very experimental and surrealist, which I think is fitting since it's what a stormtrooper sees before he dies. And the destruction. Yeah. Um but my other favorite one from volume two was the one from the studio that did Wallace and Gromit. And it's the starfighter race or the speeder race, and how the one girl has like a mini Death Star that pops out of her vehicle and like shoots the other vehicles. Like that made me laugh really hard. I also love the twins. I think the twins is great too. I wasn't a big fan of La Pinocho though, and I know a lot of people love La Pinocho, but I wasn't that big of a fan of it. Excuse me. Oh, the other one I really liked was the one about the it was the treasure one from volume 3. That had the bear droid. I like that one a lot too. Um but yeah, it's just fun. Visions is always a good time. I feel like I said, there's some stuff in Visions that I really, really enjoy. Some that I'm just like, yeah, that was fun, and then others that I'm just not a fan of. But that's just with all interpretations uh of art and everything. Because if you think about it, like it's not for everyone, right? Like Visions is not for everyone. Um, it's fun though, but yeah, the stop motion one is my favorite. Sith and Spy Dancer were pretty good. Sith, I liked Sith's art style, but I wasn't a big fan of the story for Sith. Spy Dancer was entertaining. Um, but there was also the one. at the end of season 1 that deals with the guy who's trying to like save the woman that he loves, and he ends up like becoming a Sith to like save this woman that he loves. And I just did not like the execution. I didn't like the story, and I thought that it was just really boring. Um and I get it. Like and if if it gets me canceled, I don't know what to say. Um but it's just one of those things where I don't know. I I'm kind of indifferent to it, I guess you could say. But we are going to move away from Star Wars real quick. Um, and we will get back to Star Wars here in a second, but we have the Game Awards nominees were just announced. So let's see here. We're not going to vote just yet, but I want to show you the Game Awards nominations here. So let's dive in. There we go. So Hollow Knight would be great for the win. So this is your Game of the Year noms right now. You have Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which this is probably going to take it. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. I have a love-hate relationship with Hideo Kojima. I think that he is a very talented game developer, and I think he's a very interesting storyteller. But his games do nothing for me, and I'm sorry to say that. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It is going to be Expedition 33. That's probably going to take Game of the Year because it has a lot of legs going into this one. Next up, Best Game Direction. You have Expedition 33, Death Stranding, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Split Fiction. It's going to go to Expedition 33. As much as I would love to see Split Fiction win this because Joseph Fares is an incredible game director and storyteller, and I wish Split Fiction had been nominated for a Game of the Year. Best Narrative, it's going to go to Expedition 33, but in here you have Death Stranding 2, Yote, KCD2, and Silent Hill F. Well, we'll get there. Best art direction. It's going to go to Expedition 33, but you've got DS2, Yote, Hades 2, and Silksong in there. I don't know. Silksong could take it. Silksong could take it. Best score and music. Silksong, Hades 2, 33, Yote, DS2. It's probably going to go to 33. I don't know. I've listened to a little bit of the Yote soundtrack. It's incredible. Best audio design: Battlefield 6, 33, DS2, Yote, Silent Hill F. I think it's gonna be. I'm actually gonna say Battlefield 6. I'm gonna say Battlefield 6 with the upset. It's probably gonna be 33, but I'm gonna predict Battlefield 6. Best performance. It's going to a 33 person. It's either going to Ben Starr, Charlie Cox, or Jennifer English. I would love Troy Baker to win this for Indiana Jones because Indiana Jones was fantastic and Troy Baker was incredible in this, but it's going to one of these three people. Probably Ben Starr. Innovation and accessibility: Assassin's Creed Shadows, Atomfall, Doom of the Dark Ages, EA Sports, and South of Midnight. It's probably going to EA Sports. South of Midnight was a fantastic game, by the way. If you've never played it, please do so. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. Let's see here. Games for Impact. Consume Me. Despalote, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, Wanderstop. It's probably going to South of Midnight. Best ongoing: Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Rivals, No Man's Sky. I could actually see Rivals taking this right now because of all the content that Rivals has been putting out, especially with them constantly releasing new heroes. We now have Rogue and Gambit hitting the Rivals roster, and it's actually a fun game. It reminds me of old school Overwatch, but it's been a while since I played it. Best community support: Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers, and No Man's Sky. I think it's going to go to No Man's Sky because they always do a lot with their communities, and their community is thriving right now. Helldivers kind of has fallen off a little bit. Fortnite, it's there because it's there, in my opinion. Final Fantasy 14 community is actually thriving pretty well with that one, and Baldur's Gate 3, they're actually doing pretty well with that community. But I think it's going to go to No Man's Sky. Best independent game: Absolem, Ball X Pit, Blueprints, 33, Hades 2, and Silksong. I would love to see an upset with Blueprints taking this one because it's kind of like this roguelite while being an exploration game. Um, or no, not a roguelite. Like a Metroidvania because you're constantly like going back and forth. I would love to see Blueprints take this, but it's probably going to be 33. Uh, Best debut indie game: Blueprints, 33, Despalote, Dispatch. There's Dispatch for you. Um, John, I would love for Dispatch to take this, but I think it's going to go to 33. I have a feeling Expedition 33 is going to sweep almost every single category it's in, and that's the hard part. I personally did not enjoy the game. Um, I know a lot of people did, but me personally, it just wasn't my cup of tea. Um, but I'm glad that there a lot of people enjoyed 33. But I want Dispatch to take it. Best mobile game: Destiny Rising, which I had no idea was coming out, Persona 5, The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Pretty Derby, and Wuthering Heights. I have no idea what what three quarters of this thing is, so I'm gonna go with Destiny for that one. Best VR AR: Rogue Incursion, Arcan Age, Ghost Town, Deadpool VR, and The Midnight Walk. I think it's going to go to Deadpool VR for this one. I would love to see Rogue Incursion win because Rogue Incursion was really cool from what I watched. But Deadpool's very popular. Best action game: Battlefield 6, Doom Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I would love to see Doom the Dark Ages take this. I have a feeling this could be Battlefield's year for it, though. Um, I'm not a big Ninja Gaiden fan, so it is what it is. Hades 2, that would be a great upset because I think Hades 2, um, I haven't played it, but I've heard a lot of great things. And I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about the new Shinobi. Best action adventure: DS2, Yote, Silk Song, Great Circle, and Split Fiction. I really want Indiana Jones or Split Fiction to win this one. I have a feeling it's either going to go to Ghost of Yote or Death Stranding. Um, Silk Song could take it too. But I would love for Indiana Jones to win this one because it deserves it. It's such a great game. And Split Fiction deserves it too. If you've never played a Hazelight game, do yourself a favor and play It Takes Two or Split Fiction or A Way Out. They're all incredible. I've watched gameplay footage for Split Fiction. I haven't played it yet. Um, but I love It Takes Two. I love A Way Out. And from what I've seen of Split Fiction, it's incredible. But yeah, I would love for one of these two to win it. But I have a feeling it could actually be Silk Song. But it's also a Kojima game, so and Kojima's name carries weight. Best RPG, Avowed, which is going to get destroyed in this category. I played Avowed; it was a lot of fun. Expedition 33, KCD 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, which is going to get destroyed in this category, and Outer Worlds 2. It's going to come down between 33 and KCD 2. I see 33 taking it. Best fighting game, 2XKO, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtual Fighter 5 Revo World Stage, which that is a mouthful if you've ever heard one. I I don't know anything about these games except for Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, so I'm going to give it to Legacy Collection. However, I think Capcom Fighting Collection 2 could. Okay, so I lied. I knew about that one too. Best family game, Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. This is the category where I think Donkey Kong takes this, as much as I would love Split Fiction to take this. It's going to be either Donkey Kong or Mario Kart. My problem is, though, I don't have a Switch 2, so I can't play these games. Or I can't play Donkey Kong or Mario Kart. And I also have no desire to play Donkey Kong or Mario Kart. And I hate to say it like that, but that's just how I feel. Let's see here. Best Sim Strategy, Final Fantasy Tactics, Evil East Chronicles, Jurassic World Evolution 3, Civ 7, Tempest Rising, The Altars, 2 Point Museum. I think that this is going to come down between Final Fantasy and 2 Point Museum. And I think it's going to be Final Fantasy that wins that one. Best Sports Racing, FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I think that this is going to be either F1 or FC 26. If Mario Kart World wins, cool. If Cross Worlds wins, cool. If Rematch wins, that would be very interesting. But I think it's either going to go to FC 26 or F1 25. Best multiplayer, Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction. I would love for Split Fiction to win this one too, but I have a feeling it's going to be Night Rain or actually no. I think it's going to be Arc Raiders. A lot of people are really enjoying Arc Raiders right now, so I have a feeling that it could be Arc Raiders. Best adaptation, Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry animated series, Splinter Cell Deathwatch animated series, Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn. This is going to come down between The Last of Us Season 2 and Minecraft, and I think, I hate to say it, but I think Minecraft is actually going to win Best Adaptation at the Game Awards. But I'm going to say this right now, my vote's on Splinter Cell Deathwatch. I think that it's a great legacy sequel to Splinter Cell, and if you've never watched it, you should. Plus, the Splinter Cell games are amazing. Let's see here. Most anticipated game. Well, this is going to be no contest. We have 007 First Light, GTA 6, Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4. It's going to go to GTA 6. We already know. However, First Light, I'm really looking forward to this one. This is going to be the game that I buy early in the year in March because I want to play the hell out of this game. GTA 6, the whole world is going to shut down when this thing hits. Wolverine, I'm really hoping that they bump this up to like August now because This needs to stay out of the way of this. Absolutely. Resident Evil Requiem, I hate zombie stuff. Um, there are a lot of people that love zombie things, and that's cool. And if you're one of them, that's cool. Uh, I just have no desire to play this game. And then The Witcher 4, I've never played The Witcher 3. I tried watching the show, wasn't a fan of the show either. But if you're excited for The Witcher 4, go for it. Let's see here. Content creator of the year. I have no idea who any of these people are. Um, so I'll say the burnt peanut. I don't know. Best esports game: Counter Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, and Valorant. I'm thinking it's going to be Counter Strike 2. I don't know. Best esports athletes. I have no idea who any of these people are. So, yay. Um, yeah, no, I don't know. Best esports team: Genji, NRG, Falcons, Liquid PH, and Vitality. That can go to any of these teams. I don't know. Players voice. Okay. Okay. So that's that. Those are the game awards. That is December 11th. Yeah, that's going to be December 11th. Like I said, I think Expedition 33 is going to take pretty much every category that it's nominated in. And I'm not saying that it isn't deserved, because it is. Like, the nominations are deserved for Expedition 33, especially considering it was a small studio of ex Ubisoft developers um that created this game and this world and everything. And I think that's great. I think it's awesome, and it shows just the testament to the talent and the passion that they have for that project. Like I said, it's not my cup of tea, but I have a feeling it's probably going to win almost everything. Um, let's move on here. So I want to talk a little bit about how next month is the 10th anniversary of The Force Awakens. Yes, we are. Uh, the Force Awakens is almost 10 years old. God, I feel old. Um, and I gotta say, I love The Force Awakens. I think it's a wonderful movie. It has a great story, and it's just a lot of fun. Um, and personally, I love the sequel trilogy. I know there's a lot of people that don't. There's some people that are mixed about it. I love it, but you know, what can you do, right? Well, leading up to The Force Awakens, a few months before the movie released, we had this thing called the road, or the journey to The Force Awakens. Yeah, Force Awakens was great. The lead up to it was like Christmas. Yeah. Um we had this thing called the Journey to the Force Awakens, in which we actually got multiple pieces of media that either directly tied into the movie, or it slowly tied into the movie, building some stuff up. Lost Stars. Okay, good night. Lost Stars was one of those things. Lost Stars was part of that. And then we also got a book called Aftermath, which was written by Chuck Wendig. And I just want to say that the book is just okay to me. Um, it's entertaining. It really is. I just didn't like the narration style. I didn't like that it was kind of like this second person, or no, like this third person. No, it was like a third person active thing, and I wasn't really a fan of it. Now, granted, I've read a lot of books recently that are like first person, present, active, and they're entertaining and I really like them, but I just couldn't get over the way this story was told in Aftermath. Not saying that it isn't a bad book. To me, it's just okay. However, I will say this. It did bring me one of my favorite new canon characters with Cobb Vanth, um, who was in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, played by the amazing Timothy Oliphant. Love Cobb Vanth. So happy that Aftermath included him. I will say I loved seeing Snap Wexley as a kid, along with his murderous battle droid, Mr. Bones. I thought that that was really cool. And then his relationship to Wedge, I thought was interesting. For those of you wondering um, about Sinjir, I liked Sinjir for the most part. Um, there were some times when he got on my nerves, but he's there are a lot of things to like in the book. However, or in this entire trilogy. However, I think that there's a lot to be desired with those books too. There are a lot of people that have read them and absolutely love them. And if you are one of those people, awesome. Like seriously, awesome. I think it's great. Me personally, I like I said, I think they're mid. I think they're just okay. There's some good, but there's also just a lot that I just didn't like. I felt like the the stuff with Admiral Sloan or the stuff with Ray Sloan I thought was really cool. Considering that Ray Sloan was in A New Dawn, and I loved her in A New Dawn. So to see her come back for Aftermath, I thought was really cool. And her character was actually the most interesting and had, I think, the best story arc out of all of the characters. Really, I I feel like them starting to establish that the relationship between Wedge and Nora, where Wedge becomes Snap's stepfather, I thought that that was interesting. And I wanted to have more of an impact, but it really didn't when Snap died in Rise of Skywalker. Like I feel like that whole movie just takes the established canon between Snap and Wedge and just kind of throws it out the window. And it's sad because like the stuff between Snap and Wedge, especially in Aftermath, are it's really interesting. Um, like with him wanting to become a pilot and Wedge saying, "Yeah, I want to train you to be a pilot," and then giving him the call sign of Snap. Like I love that stuff. However, it gets overshadowed now by the Rise of Skywalker and how they didn't really like they could have leaned into it like so much in that movie, and they didn't. Like and at that point I was thinking, well then what's the point of the relationship between Wedge and Nora and Snap and Wedge if they're not going to try to capitalize on it? And I I will say this. I feel like the love story between Nora and Wedge, like the will they won't they, just feels really forced. In throughout the entire trilogy. Um, because for a good chunk of the first book, Wedge is actually in Imperial custody. Um, but I don't know. Like to me, it just felt forced, and I don't like forced love stories. I don't like when they try to like shove things down our throats, like with a love story. Perfect example of this. I'm going to take this to another franchise. And my wife loves the Hunger Games movies, and you've listened to most of the audiobooks, right? Yeah. She's listened to most of the audiobooks. Or most of the trilogy. So the Sunrise on the Reaping trailer came out, and I think it looks fantastic, by the way. So we were talking about how we were going to go see it next year. So I said, oh, I guess I should get caught up. So I went to the library and picked up the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and we watched it today. And the love story that they force on you between Lucy and Snow, it just doesn't work for me. And I think that's the way that it is for a lot of people that are like reading books where love stories are kind of like forced on you. It just doesn't work. Like, to me, it needs to feel like a natural thing. One great example of a natural love story in a book um, is the Ventress and Quinlan Voss love story in Dark Disciple. To me, it feels natural because they are bonded by this goal, but also by trauma. Um, and to me, I find it interesting, especially when Ventress makes the ultimate sacrifice at the end of the book. Um, so another great example of a love story not being like forced upon somebody. I'm going to use a different author, and that's Brandon Sanderson in Mistborn. Um, he puts a love story in there, but it doesn't feel like a forced love story. It feels like a natural progression of things as it goes on. Um, and that's what I like. I don't mind love stories in my media or in my books. However, it needs to be done right. Aftermath doesn't that entire trilogy to me just doesn't do it right. And I'm not trying to crap on Aftermath here. I'm just giving valid critiques because there's just a lot going on in all three books that, like, if they had just dedicated a little bit more time to some of those other things, it would have been perfect. Like, absolutely perfect. Um, my favorite parts of the book are actually the interludes, um, with like side characters, because one of the interludes deals with Mon Mothma and Leia talking about the demilitarization of the Republic and how they want to scale back the military. Of course, the Cobb Vanth interludes are fantastic. There was the Jar Jar interlude where you find out that he's a street performer on Naboo, and I found that really interesting, especially because he adopts a street kid and like tries to take care of the kid. If they had done a little bit more with that, I think they would have had something really special there. Not just the Jar Jar story, but all of these other like really small secondary characters. Um yeah, it was interesting to see it start to set up the Force Awakens, especially like with the Imperial remnant being as scattered as they are. Um, and like one of those remnants was in the unknown regions, like starting to build the First Order. Um, but out of the two like main Journey to the Force Awakens books, I think I enjoyed Lost Stars more. Um, I don't want to say it like that, but I think I enjoyed Lost Stars more. Like I said, Aftermath's okay, but I think Lost Stars was better. I don't know what else to say about this book, other than it's entertaining, and if you want to read it, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. Um, and I don't want my opinion of the book to sour your enjoyment of the book. I really don't. Because I just because I didn't enjoy something doesn't mean that you shouldn't enjoy it, right? Um, yeah, that's that's all I have to say about that book. What else can I talk about before we hop off here? Um, just trying to think of something else to talk about, and I can't really think of anything right now. Um, yeah. Um, sorry. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna be hanging out in Discord in a little bit after the show, so please join me there if you want to. If not, it's all good. I hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope that you all eat lots of food and are able to relax a little bit and just enjoy the holiday. But other than that, that's all I have for you this week. Um, gonna try to be live next week. I know it's the weekend after Thanksgiving, but we'll try to be live then. Until then, we'll see you later. Have a wonderful night. Bye.